Hi, I'm Felicity. 3 years into what I thought was a rock solid marriage with the charming startup founder I met at my college roommate's wedding. Until today, I would have told you Robert and I were that couple everyone envied. Successful careers, date nights every Thursday, and plans to start trying for a baby next year. Miss Thompson? Delivery requiring signature? I looked up from my computer, where I'd been finishing quarterly marketing reports. The courier handed me a large manila envelope. Have a nice day, he said with an awkward smile that should have been my first clue. I tore it open between meetings and felt my world collapse. Divorce papers? No warning, no fights, no couples therapy. Just legal documents stating our marriage had irretrievable differences. Hey, Fel, you look like you've seen a ghost. Everything okay? My coworker poked her head into my cubicle. I need to go home. I called Robert 4 times on my drive to the grocery store. Straight to voicemail. I mindlessly filled my cart with our usual items. His favorite cereal, the expensive coffee he liked, ingredients for the pasta I was planning to make tonight. The weight of the bags felt impossible as I dragged myself from the car to our front door. Robert? We need to talk. Now. Our apartment was oddly quiet. Robert's normally cluttered desk was clean, his favorite jacket missing from the hook. What's going on? I got divorce papers at work today. At work, Robert, like I'm some stranger you're afraid to face. He finally emerged from our bedroom, face unreadable. I didn't want a scene. A scene? We were talking about paint colors for the nursery last weekend. I've been unhappy for a long time, Felicity. A long time? Since when? Look, I've already talked to a realtor about the apartment. My lawyer says we can do this quickly if you're reasonable. I noticed a suitcase by the door. You're leaving? Just like that? I'm staying at the West Side extended stay until this is sorted. My phone buzzed. Megan, my best friend since college. Hey, Fel, just checking if we're still on for brunch Sunday? I can't talk now, I whispered, hanging up. Robert was packing his computer. My lawyer will contact yours. I've transferred some money to your personal account for immediate expenses. How generous! I spat, tears finally breaking through. Were you ever going to tell me you wanted out? Or just have me served like I mean nothing? I've been planning this for months, he said flatly. It's cleaner this way. When the door closed behind him, I sank to the floor among my grocery bags, the milk getting warm beside me. I called Megan, sobbing. He's gone. My marriage is over and I didn't even know it was in trouble. I'm coming over right now, Megan said immediately. Don't move. I sat surrounded by food for meals I'd never cook him, while 3 years of memories revealed themselves as lies. Megan's spare bedroom became my refuge for the next 2 weeks. After helping me pack essentials that night, she wouldn't take no for an answer. You're staying with me until you can think straight. That apartment is a minefield of memories. I scrolled through my phone contacts the next morning. I need a shark of a divorce attorney. I know exactly who you should call. Megan handed me a business card. Jessica Rivera. She handled my cousin's divorce when her husband tried hiding money. That guy ended up sleeping in his car. The law office of Rivera and Associates looked intimidating with its glass and chrome decor. Jessica herself was unexpectedly warm despite her power suit and razor-sharp bob. Tell me everything, Felicity. Leave nothing out. I recounted the blindside divorce papers, Robert's cold departure. Have you checked your joint accounts? My stomach dropped. I haven't even thought about money. Jessica handed me her iPad. Log in now. The joint savings account that had held over $120,000 for our future home down payment showed a balance of $12,500. He can't do that. That's our money. When was the last transfer? Jessica asked, taking notes. 3 weeks ago. $50,000 to an account I don't recognize. Classic move. Start documenting everything. I'll file emergency orders to freeze remaining assets. Back at Megan's that evening, my phone rang with an unknown number. Hello? Felicity, this is Thomas Miller, Robert's business partner. I'd met him at company parties. Tall, serious, always in conversation with investors. I need to talk to you. Not over the phone. Can we meet tomorrow? What's this about? Things at the company aren't what they seem. And I think you should know before your divorce proceedings go further. We arranged to meet at a coffee shop far from Robert's usual haunts. Thomas looked nervous, constantly checking over his shoulder. Robert doesn't know I'm talking to you. What's going on? He's been moving company funds through personal accounts, telling investors one thing, doing another, and there's more. He's been seeing someone. The coffee turned bitter in my mouth. Who? Vanessa, the caregiver he hired for his mother 6 months ago? The timeline hit me like a truck. While I was researching fertility options, Robert was starting an affair. My phone buzzed with a text from Robert. My lawyer says you're being difficult about the apartment. Don't make this uglier than it needs to be. I showed Thomas the message. He's scared. He knows if this goes to court and the financial stuff comes out, he's finished. 3 days later, I returned to the apartment to collect more clothes. Robert was waiting. Where have you been staying? You look terrible. None of your business. Look, just sign the settlement offer. 60-40 split. I keep the business interests separate. And the money you transferred out of our savings? His face darkened. You've been poking around. That's not smart, Felicity. Neither was cheating with your mom's caregiver while emptying our accounts. He grabbed my arm, fingers digging in. Who have you been talking to? I yanked away. Let go, or I'm calling the police. Walking out, something shifted inside me. I was done being a victim. Robert thought he had everything planned perfectly. He had no idea what was coming. The next morning, I met Thomas at a quiet diner across town. He brought a laptop and several folders. These are copies of transactions Robert has been hiding from investors. He's been inflating company valuation reports while secretly transferring funds. I flipped through the documents, my marketing background helping me spot the discrepancies. He's showing growth that doesn't exist. Exactly. And there's more about Vanessa. Thomas pulled out his phone, showing me photos of Robert and a young blonde woman entering a high-rise apartment building. That's not his mom's building. No, it's a luxury apartment he leased 6 months ago, under a shell company that's funded by our business. I called Jessica immediately. I've got evidence of financial misconduct and the affair. Bring everything to my office. Don't tell anyone what you have. After meeting with Jessica, I called Robert with my voice shaking, not from fear, but from controlling my rage. I've been thinking about your settlement offer. Finally seeing reason? Good girl. I might be willing to sign if we can discuss a few details in person. Fine. Dinner tomorrow. That Italian place you like? I texted Megan right after. The trap is set. Need your help. The next day, Megan sat at the restaurant bar with her phone positioned to record while I met Robert at a table with clear sightlines. You look better. Coming around to reality? Robert smirked. I've been thinking a lot about our future. Separately, I mean. Smart. So you'll sign the papers? Just one question first. How's your mom doing with her new caregiver? His face tightened. Diane's fine. What does that have to do with anything? Just wondering how she feels about Vanessa spending nights at that Westview apartment instead of caring for her. You're being ridiculous. Am I? Because I have bank statements showing you've been paying for it with company money. Fraud, I think they call that. Robert leaned forward, voice lowered but intense. You stupid bitch. You sign those papers or I swear you'll regret it. Are you threatening me? I'm promising you. No one will believe you. It's my company, my reputation against yours. I noticed Megan angling her phone better to catch his increasingly red face. You've got nothing, he hissed. Actually, I've got Thomas. The color drained from his face. Thomas would never betray me. He already has. Turns out he doesn't appreciate being implicated in fraud. Robert knocked over his water glass, splashing my dress. You'll get nothing. I'll make sure of it. After he stormed out, Megan rushed over. Got it all. His threats, everything. 2 days later, I visited Diane at her assisted living facility. Robert's mother had always liked me. Felicity, darling, what a surprise. I need to talk to you about Robert and Vanessa. Her face fell. You know too? She's half his age. Always on her phone when she should be helping me. Then suddenly she has designer bags and takes days off without notice. I showed her the photos. I'm sorry, Diane. Don't be. That boy needs consequences. What do you need from me? Bank records. Anything showing how he's been managing your accounts? Working with Jessica, we built our case methodically. When Robert texted about finalizing the settlement, I responded just as he expected, meekly agreeing to meet at the lawyer's office. Little did he know what was waiting. The law office conference room was set exactly as I'd planned with Jessica. When Robert walked in with his slick attorney, his confident smirk vanished at the sight of Thomas and his mother Diane sitting beside me. What is this? Mom? Thomas? What are you doing here? Sitting on the right side of history? Diane said, her voice steady despite her trembling hands. Robert's attorney looked confused. We're here to finalize the settlement agreement. Who are these people? Jessica smiled coolly. Change of plans. My client is rejecting your proposed settlement. We have a counteroffer. She slid a thick folder across the table. As Robert's attorney flipped through the pages, his expression shifted from annoyance to concern. We need to confer privately. No need, I said. Let me summarize. Either Robert agrees to our terms, or we take this evidence of financial fraud, misappropriation of company funds, and elder financial abuse to the district attorney's office. Robert slammed his fist on the table. You can't prove anything! The apartment you rented for Vanessa using company funds? We have the lease agreement and bank transfers, Thomas said. Plus, altered financial statements you showed investors last quarter. You're my business partner. This is betrayal. No, partner means equal. You've been stealing from the company, from investors, even from your own mother. Diane reached for the folder. You've been skimming from my accounts? For that caregiver? Mom, they're manipulating you. Felicity is just bitter. I saw the evidence myself. Diane cut him off. Bank statements don't lie. Neither do the photos of you and that girl. Robert's lawyer whispered urgently in his ear. The color drained from his face. What do you want? He finally asked. Full financial disclosure. Fair division of all assets, including your hidden accounts. My rightful share of the business value before your fraudulent activities. And a restraining order. A restraining order? That's ridiculous. Jessica played the recording from the restaurant. His threats echoed through the conference room. 2 weeks later, we faced a judge for our settlement hearing. Robert looked shell-shocked as the judge approved our agreement. Outside the courtroom, Robert approached me one last time. Felicity, please. I made terrible mistakes. We could start over. Like, you started over with Vanessa while I was planning our family? No thanks. I'm ruined. The business is under investigation. Investors are suing. Mom won't speak to me. I have nothing. You still don't get it. This isn't about taking everything from you. It's about justice. I'm sorry. I truly am. Your apology means nothing. You're only sorry you got caught. 6 months later, I opened my own marketing consultancy with seed money from my settlement. Thomas became my first client after starting his new company. Diane invited me for weekly tea, relieved to have a proper caregiver who actually cared for her. I spotted Robert once, leaving a job interview at a mid-level company across town. He looked thinner, his designer clothes replaced by an off-the-rack suit. Our eyes met briefly. I felt nothing. No anger, no satisfaction, not even pity. Just the peaceful emptiness of a closed chapter. When Megan asked if I had any regrets, my answer was simple. None. I didn't just survive him. I reclaimed my power. What would you do if you discovered your spouse had been planning to leave you for months while hiding assets and having an affair? Would you seek complete justice like Felicity did? Or would you take the quick settlement and walk away to avoid the emotional toll of fighting back? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Would you have gone after Robert the way Felicity did, or handled it differently? If you enjoyed this revenge story where the protagonist reclaimed her power, hit that like button and subscribe for more captivating stories. Your support helps our channel grow, and we'd love to hear which character you related to most in this journey.